Now see the explanation of the remaining stanzas. Who envies? Envies means jealous of. None whom chance. Chance means by chance. Doth raise. Doth means does. Doth is a poetic word and grammatical word is does. Raise means become wealthy. Nor wise. Wise means foul means demerits. Who never understood how deepest wounds are given with praise. Nor rules of state but rules of good. Dear children, it is a very important stanza for the sake of examination. So carefully see it. Who envies none whom chance doth raise. The poet says that a happy man is he who is not jealous of a person who has become wealthy or prosperous by chance or by foul means. Generally, the people are jealous of the person who has become wealthy or rich by chance or by foul means. But a real happy man is not jealous of the person who has become wealthy or prosperous by chance or by foul means, because he is a satisfied man. He is contented with what he has. Therefore, he is not jealous of the person who has become wealthy, who never understood how deepest wounds are given with praise. And a real happy man does not praise anyone falsely. He does not want to injure or hurt any other person with his false praise. He says what is just or real and proper. He does not say what is unreal or unjust or improper. He has nothing to do with all these unreal things, because he is a straightforward man. He is an outspoken man. Not rules of state but rules of good. In the concluding line of this stanza, the poet says that a real happy man does not obey the rules of state or the rules of the government, but he always obeys the rules of good conduct, good behavior. There is a beautiful figure of speech oxymoron in the concluding line of this stanza. On the one hand, a real happy man does not obey the rules of government or state, but on the other hand, he obeys the rules of good conduct. Who God doth late and early pray, more of his grace than gifts to lend. Who entertain the harmless day with well-chosen books are a friend. Who God doth late and early pray. The poet says that a real happy man is who prays to God 24 hours, always, late and early, because he is a God fearing person. He only believes in God. He knows that God is almighty, he is omnipresent, he is omniscient. Only he can do miracles. Therefore, a real happy man worships the God throughout the day and night, more of his grace than gifts to lend. And he does not pray to God to ask for presents, but he prays he prays to God to get his grace, to get his mercy, to get the mercy of God. He prays to God so that God shower, so that God may shower his mercy upon him. Generally, the people pray to God to get a lot of gifts from him. But a real happy man does not pray to God to ask for gifts, but he prays to God to get his support. Who entertains the harmless day? A real happy man passes his day without harming anybody. He does not harm or hurt anybody with his deeds or thoughts. With a well chosen book or friend. A real happy man passes his day in reading well selected books or in the company of good friends or best friends or bosom friends or true friends. A happy man passes his time in the company of good friends. Good books are his companions. Whenever he has nothing to do, he only reads good books. Now I am going to explain the concluding stanza of this beautiful poem. Dear children, the last stanza of this beautiful poem is also very important. This man is free from servile bands. Servile, slavery. Bands means fetters, bonds, of hope to rise or fear to fall, lord of himself though not of lands, and having nothing he hath all. Now see the explanation. In the concluding stanza, the poet says that a happy man does not care for the ups and downs of life. He is free from the bonds of slavery. He is not subject to other people. of hope to rise or fear to fall. He does not hope whether he will progress or not, or he is not afraid when he suffers loss. Therefore, a happy man does not care for ups and downs of life. He does not entertain false hope to rise. He does not apply false means to rise. He is not afraid of his adverse days. For him, joys and sorrows are alike. He behaves equally in sorrows and joys of life. Though he is not very rich, he is satisfied and does not crave for more. He has full control over his desires. His life is well balanced. Lord of himself, though not of lands, and having nothing, he hath all. There is a beautiful figure of speech oxymoron in the last two lines of this stanza. On the one hand, a happy man is not landlord of lands, but on the other hand he is the lord of himself, and on the one hand he has nothing, but he has everything. So without having worldly possessions, he moves on his own way. His outlook is not narrow and pessimistic. He is contented with what he has. Dear children, I hope all of you will have understood the poem clearly. But like, share, subscribe and press the button of bell icon so that you may get newly uploaded videos soon. Thank you.